Hey guys, just making some PK bread, so Paleo Keto Bread, and it's made with just 3 ingredients. So we need linseeds. I think if you use the golden one, it'll rise a little more, and I have them on order, but this is the brown ones, which works still fine. Himalayan salt or sea salt, lard, and some water. And that is it. Literally, that is all your ingredients. So we're gonna measure out exactly. This is from Dr. Sarah Myhill, her recipe, which I'll put the link on for. You can watch her doing it. So I'm gonna zero this, and then I'm gonna put in 250 grams of linseeds. These are unground. If you use already ground ones, they're not as well ground, so you want to use grind it yourself and make a nice fine powder. So 250, which should be about the whole pack. Perfect. Put the last couple seeds in there. Perfect. 250. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go by half and half. So I'm going to put half in here. This is Sarah's tips, because she said if you do all of it at once, it doesn't grind that well. I'm using a NutriBullet. So you could use a more heavy-duty grinder blender or a coffee grinder, either way. So then I'm just going to pop this in the NutriBullet for like 30 seconds. Grind that up. You want to do it until it's going up the sides and falling in, which we just got there. Right, so I'm going to pop that in there. I'm going to do the other half. Good, in here. It's the same thing, exactly the same. Good, that's falling in. Good, put that in there. Good. So that's all we got in there. Good. And you can see in here the ground flax. Okay. Now we're going to add the water. So we want to use 270 mils of water. So I'm just going to zero that. And you have to be specific with these. So I'm going to pour that in here to get 270 mils. There, almost there. Just a couple more. There we go. 10 more mils. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to add some salt. About half a teaspoon in there. Himalayan salt. And then the last thing we're going to do is add the water. So you want to add all the water at once. So pour it in there. And then we're going to get mixing this. So we're going to be mixing all the way. It's like quite liquidy. And what I want you to do is mix until a big ball forms. So get it all off the sides. It doesn't look like it would form, but ground linseed will really absorb. It's very mucilaginous, and so it will absorb all the water and become like a dough. All right, so we're almost there. I'll show you the finished product in a second. There we go. Right, so that's a nice dough formed there. Good. We'll leave that there. We're going to take some lard. If you don't want to use lard, then just use coconut oil. So that makes it completely vegan. And you're going to coat a tin. So this is a metal tin. Sarah's like very clear. You cannot use silicone or ceramic because it doesn't get hot enough. And that's what helps it rise. So the water with the heat from the metal helps it rise, right? So there should be a little bit left over in your hands. Pop it on your hands, and then we're gonna pick up the dough with that. So I'm just gonna, there we go. Good, so I got our dough, and you're not gonna knead it or anything. We're just gonna form it into a ball, which is what Sarah says. And that is literally your entire recipe to make bread. So there, so I'm gonna just put it in this tin a little bit, and hopefully we get a little rise out of this guy. So that's what it looks like. Then it's going in the oven as hot as you can do. She says minimum 220. So you can do it at 220 or you can do it at 230 or 40 depending on your oven. And then you are gonna do that for an hour. So 220 minimum for 1 hour. So I'm gonna pop that in. I have my oven heating. It's very, very hot. And I'm gonna put that on for 1 hour. And that's it. And I'll just wash my hands and I will show you finished product from yesterday. So this is the one that I made yesterday. We were trying it out, so seeing if it worked and see if it is delicious. And so this one, I think I had to cook it for a little bit longer, but you can see here it's a nice like rye loaf, and it's just actually really delicious. It has a nice crust on the outside, works really well for adding things. Yesterday I had some butter and just crab meat on it. It was delicious. Robert really likes it as well. He had a bunch of it as well, and it's great. It's really high in fat, fairly high in protein, and low in carbs. There's so much fiber in it, so the net carbs are really, really low. So that's why she calls it PK, so paleo and keto. Okay.